Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Resin Me Up. Something exciting for you today. Let me get my resin out of the vacuum chamber. I've already got everything all mixed up so you guys don't have to be tortured. Although I am going to explain to you how I did this. Okay, so today we're going to work on the Golden Fortune ribbon bag, and then the Lunar Heirloom relief jar, which it's just a little moon. So I brushed the heirloom jar with the purple tangerine chameleon flakes. This is one of the new ones. And then we're going to pour it with resin mixed with the petrol. That's this right here. This, we are going to use a split cup, and I have chosen to use the Let's Resin neon powders in the magenta, the lemon, and the purple. So that's our project for today. So everything's mixed and ready to go. Let me pour this in here first, and then I'll explain to you what I did on the magenta powders. It says this takes 1.7 ounces, so I mixed up 2. We'll probably have leftovers because so far this time these molds have been very accurate. Looks like it's probably going to be right on. Maybe just a little bit extra. Just a little bit extra. Oops. But that's okay because I have extra molds over here, or a mold that we're going to pour that into. Okay. I can't tell. Maybe I need to look down here and see if... Sometimes looking straight on is not the same as looking at it sideways. Now it's full. Okay. This is kind of a strange mold. Okay. So then what I've got out is my little inter-resin wands, but all I'm going to pour is the little characters, because I'm going to use them for little charms for keychains. Girls have state competition this weekend, so that starts tomorrow night and goes all day Saturday. So that will be fun. Thank God it's in town because we don't have to stay in a motel. Okay, there's those. And we'll give those a little spritz. And we'll set those up there. Okay, for the split cup, how I mix these up, you guys, because this neon powder is so gritty. I used to take this and put it in my morsel and petal, mortal and pestle, and then crush it up really good. Well, now you don't have to do that. You can just break it down with alcohol. And that's what I did. And then I poured some resin into it, mixed it up, and then poured it into my, cups and mixed it up, and it's perfect. So let me move this out of the way, or I am going to make a mess, and then I'm going to be mad. Okay, so I am going to, I think, pour the yellow in the center. And I anticipate extra because it calls for 10 ounces, I think. Or 10 ml. Wait, 10 ounce. Good grief, I can't even function this morning. Yeah, 10 ounces. And I think I mixed up 12. And I did not choose these colors by sight. I just went into my drawer, closed my eyes, and picked. So these colors have been chosen by no sight. I just randomly chose them. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, choose. So, destiny is the reason these colors were chosen. Oh, I cracked myself up. Okay, so let's get some resin down inside this little gem. I mean some alcohol. Gosh, you guys, I need another cup of coffee. For goodness sakes. I was up till 1 a.m. trying to get things together. I'm still working on this room. I can't even imagine how Michelle feels with all this moving. I'm only doing one room. She's doing a whole house. All right. Are we ready? Here we go. And this may turn out to be the worst thing I ever made, because that purple might just take over. And that's not even near enough resin. Not even close. Okay. But we still have more here, so I bet that purple takes over. I should have maybe used a white instead of a purple. But, like I said, destiny chose these colors. And maybe added glue. I've never ever dirty poured these colors, and I have never mixed them before. Or maybe I have and I just don't remember it. I don't know. I'm wondering what would happen if you added white to this. If it would lighten it up, or would that be too much? I don't know. We're just going to go with it. If we have to do it again, we have to do it again. All right. I think it's all going to be purple, to be honest. But I've been surprised before. Ooh, I think there's some clear in here. I think I just might add that to fill this up. Okay, that is full. Can't put any more. Down at the bottom looks pretty cool. Let's see if it stays that way. Okay, we will be back on demold, y'all. All right, bye. Hey guys, welcome back. So these are ready to come out of the molds. This one here, I think is a little, I think it's good enough to come out of the mold. So we'll go ahead and get it out of there and see what this looks like, if it's a disaster or if it actually looks good. Well, that was way easier than I thought. Look at that. Let me wipe this off. Huh. What do you think? Now this is neon powder, so I don't know what this will look like under a black light. It's actually kind of cool. It's stuff stuck to it now. So the orange, or the, what is it? The magenta and the yellow, they combined and created this corally color. And then, of course, the purple stayed purple. You can kind of see some of the yellow in there. Let's see if we can get... Okay, let me shut this light off. Sorry, everything's in a different place, so I'm trying to remember where I put everything. Let me turn off this big overhead light. Ever since that storm the other night, you guys, I haven't been able to get my Alexa to work. So I have to... Whoa!
Person detected at craft room.
Well, thank you, Alexa. Now, you can recognize that, but you can't recognize that to turn it on. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. That is so awesome. Look at that. I love it. So that's what it would look like under a black light. Oh, that is so awesome. Especially this side. I love it. That is so cool. Oh, Sylvia. Shh. Good grief. You're so loud. Look at that. That is such a cool thing. I love it. I have one bubble and it's right there. Other than that, there are 0 bubbles. But isn't that just the coolest thing you've ever seen? That is so cool. The yellow looks green, and that magenta kind of looks orange, but I do love it. I think it's very cool. Very, very cool. Need to trim up that bottom, but that is awesome. Love it. That is so cool. Don't look like much like this, but boy, when you turn those black lights on, it turns way cool. All right, let's see what this one looks like. That's the whole idea, isn't it? The surprise behind the colors. This mold here has lots of little details all over it. So I'll be curious to see what they look like. And it's such a little mold. Come on. There. See, I should have squidgy widgy those. That's all right. I can make them. I can fix them. Oh, you guys, my hands. They don't want to mess with this. There. Wow. Okay. Look at that. Is that not cute? And so that was the purple tangerine. So it gives off kind of a orangey color. I didn't get it far enough down inside there, but we can fix those bubbles right there. That's an easy fix. Let me find my UV resin. And I'll put it under my big UV. So that's good enough. Okay, so on this outside part, I want to highlight some of those things on there. And I want to use my silver marker. Sorry. I always think I'm under that camera, and then this is the cutest mold. Okay, I'm not going to do too much to it because it's just cute all by itself. All right, well, and I just don't think I want to do anything to this one. Maybe, I don't know, if I think of something, I might do something to it, but it says it's supposed to be a ribbon, but there's no ribbon on here. I mean, I guess you could tie your own ribbon around it. Maybe some, what do you call it, twine? But it's just way too cool by itself. All right, y'all. Well, those are the next two in the series of the resin mold box. And this is the Lunar Heirloom Relief Jar. And that is the Golden Fortune ribbon bag. I think you are supposed to tie a ribbon around it. I have some twine somewhere, but don't know where it is right at the moment. I was just reading what they would do with it, but glow in the dark pigment, yeah, that would have been cute too. So yeah, so there's that little moon. So cute. I seen Sheila from Reptiles and Resin the other day. She had made a little bear, and she set the bear inside there, and it fit in there just perfect. But it is very cute. Very, very cute. I like that. And then, of course, we have our that is so cool. So cool. All right, guys. I could talk about it all night. So that is it for my project for today. So let me know your thoughts on what you, if you thought I did it justice or what you would have done different. Either way, we will see you guys on the next video. My next video is going to be a little different than what you're used to. Let's Resin has asked me to do a project for them. So it's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on my channel. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you guys on the next video. And I hope you have a great evening. And we'll see you on the next one. Remember, stay curious, stay creative, always stay positive, and be kind. And we'll see you on the next video. Have a great one. I'm going to leave you guys with the coolness of this. All right, guys.
Detected at craft room.
Have a great night. Bye.